Hi, I'm Lauren with Artune Jewelry from Costco. I hope that I can help you out a little bit here. I'm going to try to tell you everything you need to know to sell the jewelry. And obviously it's not going to cover everything, so anything that I don't talk about here, consult the manual that you have for more information or talk to your CDS manager. For the next 10 days, we will have this Artune Jewelry Roadshow here in your Costco. We are a designer jewelry collection. Meaning, this isn't fine jewelry, this isn't costume jewelry. And if people try to tell you that it's costume, don't let them, because it's not. I like to call it fine fashion jewelry. And just to tell you a little bit about the product, again, this isn't fine jewelry. If people come up looking for gold and diamonds, this probably isn't the jewelry for them. And if people are looking for something that's $10, $20, this isn't for them either. This is more fashion jewelry. The company is called Artune. We're headquartered in LA. We've been in business since 2008, and what we do as a company is we go all over the country to Costco doing this special event roadshow. We come in once or twice a year to each Costco for about 10 days, and then we pack it all up and go to the next store. If people ask if we're online, yes, we do have a website. However, there is much more variety when we do our Costco shows, and the prices are lower. Costco always gets the best price. In fact, that's a requirement to come into Costco, is to have a better price than what you sell everywhere else. The prices in this collection all start at $50. There is nothing here that is below $50, and I usually like to say they typically range between $50 and $200. Now, there's some exceptions to that case, but in general, most of what we have on the display will be in that range, and almost every Swarovski crystal set will be below $200. In case you don't know, Swarovski is a hugely popular brand. In fact, they are popular all over the entire world. It's been around for over 100 years. It started in 1895. And usually their name has an instant recognition. So when you're talking to people and people are looking at the crystal, that should be one of the first things you tell them, is that it is made with Swarovski crystal. And that's also a really hard word to say. So I want to share with you a trick. To say the word Swarovski, it's like you went skiing, but you got hurt. So you swore off skiing. And basically what you need to know, it is the best crystal in the entire world. Nothing even comes close. And that's what's on the display that is going to sparkle better than anything else. That jewelry usually comes in just about every color. That comes in a lot of the birthstone colors. By the way, you will have a list in your guidebook of all of the birthstones and the corresponding colors. And I recommend you keep that list handy, because a lot of people will ask you about that. And a lot of people are looking for that. As far as the materials for the crystal, you'll get this question asked a lot. The crystal is done with an overlay process, either a rhodium, gold, or rose gold, depending on the color that it is, done as the overlay. And I need to tell you a little bit about rhodium too. Most people don't recognize the word rhodium, even though they've seen it everywhere. Rhodium is a hard, shiny metal, and it is the most expensive metal in the entire world. Rhodium is more expensive than silver or gold, by the way. It's on the periodic table of elements. Don't let anybody try to make you feel like it's inferior. It's a really good quality metal. Why do we use it as an overlay? One, because if it was solid rhodium, it would cost thousands of dollars. And two, the characteristics of rhodium, it actually doesn't work well on its own, but it does really good as an overlay because it is part of the platinum family. It has very similar properties to platinum. It's very hard and it's shiny and it doesn't tarnish. That is the biggest selling point to the rhodium, because unlike silver, silver tarnishes. Silver is great, but it does require work. It requires upkeep. You have to clean it. Otherwise, it kind of starts to look black and dingy and not as pretty. Somebody can have something with a rhodium overlay, put it in their jewelry box, leave it there for a year, and it looks just as good as when it went in. Rhodium, by the way, is also what's used to turn yellow gold into white gold. So whenever you're looking at white gold, you're actually looking at rhodium. That's why the rhodium Swarovski pieces, or any of the silver that's plated with rhodium, that has color of white gold. So it's really nice. With the crystal, again, it's the rhodium, yellow gold, or rose gold done as the overlay. For the gold and the rose gold, that's a 14 karat gold overlay. And you will get asked, and you need to know, the quality is the same no matter which color it is. And what people really care about, and what you're really going to have to know, is it going to last? And that's what people really want, because people are spending good money on this jewelry. People want to make sure that when they spend their money, that they're not going to have it go to waste. And it's for that reason you will be asked endlessly about the materials and the quality of the materials. And that's why I'm going to spend so much time going over it here with you, because a lot of people see gold as the standard, and anything other than gold, they want to really make sure before they can justify the purchase to themselves. This is more of a luxury item. This is something that people don't need, but it's something that people like and that they want. They don't want to get a piece of jewelry and have it turn ugly in a couple of weeks. It's not gold and it's not silver, and rhodium is usually a little bit of an unknown. And what you have to know is that the quality here is good. In fact, if it's in Costco, the quality is good, because Costco would never let in an inferior product. If your product is in Costco, you already know that it is a good price and a good quality. Costco never lets junk into their stores. And as the rhodium goes, I don't usually like to say the word plated. Yes, we have plated on the tags, and we have in the code, you'll see in the guidebook, RP stands for rhodium plated. But the actual process is actually called an overlay, which is a better quality process, and that's what I like to use when I'm talking to customers. Done as that 3-layer process with the overlay, these do hold up really well. But also, don't let people think it's a free-for-all. The crystal jewelry isn't for somebody to put on and leave on and keep it on for the next 5 years. It is not made for that. If people are looking for something that they never take off, they either need to go for solid gold or solid silver. With the rhodium overlay, it holds up very well, but I wouldn't recommend anybody to use the crystal jewelry or anything done with an overlay in the shower. And that's kind of the litmus test. You know, everybody wants to know, can you shower with it? You will get that question all the time. And for the crystal jewelry, I would say no. You don't want to wear anything in the shower. And why? Not because of the water, but because of the chlorine. The chlorine is a very harsh chemical. You have not only the chlorine, but the soap and the shampoo and everything else that's in that shower water. It's just not good for the jewelry. It's best to remove it if you want it to keep it nice as long as possible. But as long as you don't, I always tell people it can stay nice for many years. 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, depending on how much you use it. Again, it just all depends on what the customer is looking for. And another thing for you to know, whether it's the crystal or the silver or anything in this entire collection, it is nickel free. That is very important for you to know, because 18% of the entire world is allergic to nickel. 9 times out of 10, when people have a sensitivity to metal, it's because they are allergic to nickel. So if people are hesitant about that, again, a lot of people are worried about rhodium. They've never heard the word before, but they know white gold and they know platinum. Rhodium is the material that turns yellow gold into white gold. And again, I'm spending a lot of time telling you about rhodium because you will get a lot of questions about the materials. And people, again, what they really want to know is it going to last? Is this going to be good for them? Are they wasting their money by spending it on us? And the fact is, no, they're not. All of the Swarovski crystal jewelry, every necklace in the crystal collection will come with its chain. Yes, the chains are interchangeable. No, I wouldn't go out of my way to tell people that, but if that is the difference between making a sale or not, you can switch the chain for people. The chains are all adjustable. They will all start at 18 inches, and why is that important? 18 inches is considered standard length for women. Plus, it'll have a 3-inch extender at the end with all these tiny little loops. They can hook that lobster claw clasp in any of those loops to make it as much as 3 inches longer. So it actually goes from 18 to 21 inches. The chains are made just like the pendants with the rhodium gold or rose gold overlay. The quality is the same. Again, no showers, and you can have it for about 15 years. I myself have jewelry from this collection for over 10 years and it still looks great. When you're selling, especially with the crystal, almost every necklace will have a corresponding earring. And if people are already looking at a necklace or an earring, that's going to be a really easy upsell for you, is to ask if they're interested in the matching piece for the set. Not everybody will, but that's sometimes something people even forget to ask about. So just remember that. Again, you will get a lot of instant name recognition with the Swarovski jewelry. And if people do not recognize the name Swarovski, they may not know the name, but they know what it is, because Swarovski is all over the world. And they don't do just jewelry. They do figurines. They do the expensive chandeliers and the really nice casinos. They do binoculars and scopes and pens and cups and ornaments. A lot of people get the Swarovski ornaments for their tree every year. They're super expensive. And Swarovski is super expensive. Again, these prices are lower than what they would be anywhere else. And if people wanted to compare our prices with regular retail, it's typically 30 to 50% higher, sometimes more in some cases, to tell you the truth. Okay, so now that I've given you a good overview about the crystal jewelry, now I want to tell you a little bit about what to really focus on when you're selling it. Because again, this is sales. We definitely want to talk to people as much as possible. You want to give people as much information as possible. So when people come up and they're interested in the crystal jewelry, the first thing you should be telling them about is the name Swarovski. I can't tell you enough. Like I said before, it has that instant name recognition. When you tell people that it's Swarovski, people know that it is a good quality product. If people aren't familiar with Swarovski, educate them about Swarovski. Tell them that it's the best crystal in the entire world. Nothing even comes close. That it's popular all over the entire world. That it makes a really great gift. A lot of times you can move from selling the Swarovski crystal as a crystal to people's own personal tastes. And from there, you can kind of shop with the customer and figure out what it is that they like. The second thing to really remember, and you'll get a lot of questions on this, is the material. What I want you to remember and what I want you to focus on with the customers is that it is a rhodium or gold overlay. That is actually what we're selling. It's not solid gold. It's not solid silver. It is rhodium. More than likely, people will be unfamiliar with the word rhodium. So what you should do is really rewatch the parts of the video about rhodium, really consult your guidebook, and really be able to educate people on the benefits of rhodium, because there are many. It doesn't tarnish. It doesn't turn. It doesn't go black. They can use this and enjoy this basically as much as they want outside of the shower, and they're not going to have a problem. The gold overlay is 14 karat gold done as the overlay. It's a 3-layer overlay process. Really emphasize the quality of this jewelry. Really focus on the durability of the materials, the fact that it doesn't tarnish, that it is nickel free so it doesn't irritate sensitive skin. Now, if people ask, and only if people ask, what is underneath the overlay, you can tell them that it is a jeweler's brass. But don't focus on that, because that's not actually what we're selling. We are selling the rhodium and gold overlay that is going to stay nice for them. And the third thing is help people build a connection to the jewelry. This isn't a one product item where you're selling the same thing, you give them a pitch and then that's it. This is information-based sales. This is customer service-based sales. Talk to them. Build a rapport with them. Don't be afraid to go into small talk or make a joke. Find out what they like. Are they looking for something for themselves? Are they looking for a gift? Do they have a wedding coming up? Do they have a certain dress that they're looking for, a certain color? What are their own preferences? Build a relationship with the people and shop with them. And as they're looking at the jewelry, give recommendations, give opinions. Either help them find what they're looking for or just help them enjoy looking so they can find something that they like. So just for you to know that Swarovski is great. Now I'm going to move on. Now I'm going to tell you a little bit about how to sell the jewelry. Keep in mind that this is a soft sale. This is a luxury or an impulse purchase for most people. It's kind of like a vacation. We all want and we all like vacations, but we don't necessarily need it. It's something that people usually have to justify to themselves unless they have a very specific occasion or a purpose or a gift they're looking for. A lot of the times this is just something extra and fun. And again, like a vacation, people already know that they like it. They already want it. And what our purpose is to do is to give them the knowledge that they need so they can justify it to themselves, and also to give them really excellent customer service. To really go out of our way to help them look for something or to be helpful or just give them the information that they want and need when they need it. Be friendly. What you want people to be is happy to look, because the longer people look and the happier they are with you and with being at the display, the more likely that eventually something that they're looking at will catch their eye. They'll eventually ask you about it, and the more likely that they'll find something that they can justify to themselves to get. And again, so much of this boils down to information because money is tight. The prices have gone up on most things. One thing for you to know is, although almost every price has gone up, our prices have remained the same for about the past 10 years, especially with the crystal collection. And you will get some people who ask about discounts, and the answer is no. Like everything else in Costco, the price is the price is the price. We do not take the money. Everybody has to pay at the register, and it's the same policy as anything else that you buy at Costco. But you don't need a discount because, again, we have lowered all of our prices to be in Costco. And it is a roadshow. That's another selling point. It's not always available. We come in once or twice a year, and we come in for 10 days. And once we leave, people will not be able to find this jewelry until we come back again. They can try looking on our website. It won't be anywhere near the variety, and it will be a higher price. This is something different, and it's something special, and it's something designer. This is something they will not find anywhere else. And again, so much of this comes down to the rapport that you can build with people. Be friendly, ask questions. If people want to be left alone, leave them alone. If people want to talk to them, because again, the more that you build that rapport, the more likely there will be an opportunity that, again, either they will find something that they like, or you can find an opportunity to recommend something that they may like. When you're talking about the jewelry, talk about colors that it will look good with. If people are looking at a piece, it might even be helpful to even take it out and let them hold it in their hands. People are allowed to touch, and people are allowed to try on. Maybe even help them try it on. Bring the mirror around so they can see it on themselves. Talk about the usability of it. People want to know that they're going to use their items and that it's going to last. Tell them that they can dress it up or dress it down. Make it easy for people to look and enjoy. And that also includes respecting the display. You can't expect people to find value in jewelry if the display looks like a garbage can. Make sure that throughout the day you are fixing the display, getting the fingerprints off of the jewelry, making sure things are straight, making sure that things are centered, that the tag isn't covering up the pendant, making sure that the T-bars are organized and it looks neat and tidy. I always say, make it look like it should belong in a magazine. If we can't respect our product enough to make it look nice, we can't expect them to respect it either. Each sale is going to be a little bit different. When people come up to the display, I start with the very most general thing first. The first thing you should do is just simply greet them. Hi, how are you? And from there, it just depends on how people react. If people are really super friendly, keep going, keep talking, keep building that rapport. If people really want to be left alone or they're on their phone, I usually just leave them alone. If they're friendly, I'll usually go on to talk about the company. We're a designer jewelry collection called Artune. We're out of LA, and we come once or twice a year as a special event for Costco. And then from there, what I might do is just pay attention to the things that they're looking at. I'll tell them a little bit about the Swarovski crystal. I'll give them further information at what they're already looking at. And that's why the product knowledge is so essential. Being able to provide that extra information and answer people's questions when they ask it is absolutely invaluable when you're making a sale. I can't stress that enough. I recommend any time that you have some downtime to go over your guidebook and just learn and commit to memory as much as you can about this jewelry. And from there, it's just a matter of answering their questions, providing more information when you can, and again, building that rapport. And as far as questions that you'll get a lot, let me answer some of the most frequently asked questions here now too. Who are you? What is this doing here? Why are you here? We're a designer crystal collection. Our company is called Artune. We come in once or twice a year as a special event for Costco. It's not just for the holidays. We just go all over the country as this special event. You just happen to be in the right place at the right time. Can I return it? The answer is yes. This jewelry has the same policy as anything else that you purchase at Costco. This has the same return policy. If people ask if there's a warranty, yes, this is still treated the same as any other item you purchase at Costco. People usually get it once you say that, actually. Again, I spend so much time. I probably spend more time talking about the quality and the longevity of the materials than I talk about anything else. I get it. People don't want to buy something that's going to get ruined on them. So again, with the crystal, keep it out of the shower. It can last 10, 15 years, no problem, nickel-free. And let me tell you a little bit about the sets too. You will see in the Swarovski crystal collection, there will be some instances especially with the really tiny necklace and earrings, and they'll usually be displayed together already as a set. Those are also sold together as sets. You will see with the earrings, there's no price on the earrings, but you will see a price tag on the necklace. Those are sold together usually for $59.99 or $79.99. So just be aware of that, and maybe consult your guidebook or your CDS manager if you're unsure about what comes together as a set or not. Do we know when we're going to be back? No, that's all up to the Costco scheduler. We usually come once or twice a year. Is this hypoallergenic? Yes. Everything that we have here is nickel-free. Now, there may be some extreme instances. I've heard people who are allergic to gold, so some people have a really extreme situation, but 99% of the time, everything that we carry is hypoallergenic because it is nickel-free. Well, thank you for listening. I hope this was helpful, and I hope this is giving you what you need to make the very best of your time selling the Artune jewelry. If you have more questions, again, consult your guidebook, ask your CDS manager. Have a great day today, and good luck.